Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Diego Abregu with the Abregu Real Estate Group, and today I want to give you 4 simple tips that you can do to increase your purchasing power. Now, what exactly do I mean by increasing your purchasing power? Well, when you're buying a home for the first time or just buying a home in general, the very first step in the process is getting a pre-approval from a loan officer or a mortgage lender. What they're going to do is they're going to take a look at your income, your credit, your debt, your assets, your employment, and your overall financial file. And they're gonna let you know how much are you qualified to borrow on a monthly basis. A lot of people get confused and they feel that you're getting approved for a certain price point, right? You get approved for 400K, 500K, 600K, a million, or whatever that number may be. That's not necessarily the case. You're getting pre-approved for a certain monthly payment. Now, how do you increase that monthly payment so you can borrow more and take on a larger mortgage, right? When you say larger mortgage, that doesn't sound so appealing, but really it's what you're trying to do is you're trying to buy a bigger house, right? Whether you're trying to buy in a certain location or you need more space for your growing family and you're trying to increase, again, your purchasing power. Now, what are the 4 things that you can do? Well, the very first one, and I believe the most effective for you to see the quickest results, is paying down your debt. Debts have a direct effect on how much you're able to borrow, right? So just to keep numbers simple, say you're pre-approved to borrow $2,500 without any debts, right? If you were debt-free, that's how much you're qualified to borrow. Well, that $500 monthly payment is gonna bring that $2,500 apples to apples all the way down to $2,000. So now a $2,500 home that you can most likely afford, now you're not able to buy that anymore, and now you have to settle for a $2,000 property, and that can be a very big difference as far as square footage and room size, backyard size, etc. Right? It's a completely different home. So pay down your debts. It's going to be one of the most important things you can do. Second is increasing your credit, right? Taking care of your credit and working on your credit and making sure your credit is as good as possible when you apply for a mortgage loan, right? The reason I say that is because with better credit, better loan terms, you get in a better interest rate. With a better interest rate, you're able to have a lower monthly payment, in a sense, qualifying for more, right? Now you have more purchasing power because you have a lower monthly payment. Due to your interest rate, now you can go up a little bit more on price if that's something you need to do, right? Now the third thing, now this isn't necessarily increasing your purchasing power, but it's just something to consider if you're looking for more space, right? And that is to move to an area that has lower taxes. Now, why is that important and how does that come to play? Now, remember, we're getting pre-approved for a monthly payment, and your mortgage payment is made up of 4 different criteria, if you want to say. One is your principal, your interest, your taxes, and your insurance, right? 2 of those that really vary. One being your interest. We already talked about lowering that with your credit. And the second one is your taxes. Now, you don't have much control over the taxes other than buying in a certain location, right? Different cities have different taxes, different counties have different taxes. So depending on where you're buying, a $400,000 house in one location could be a completely different monthly payment than a $400,000 house right next to DC, right? Or in Arlington. So it's just something to consider. If you haven't been finding the homes you like, think about moving to an area with lower taxes. And now the last tip that I'm going to give you, and probably the tip that you want to use last as a last resort, is get a co-signer. Now this is very important that you understand what exactly a co-signer or a co-borrower is. A lot of people, when they envision and think about co-signer, they just feel that it's somebody else who's helping them get this loan. Well, essentially that is true. You have to understand that they hold the same responsibility and liability that you do. They are an owner just like you are, and if you miss the monthly payment, it's going to affect their credit and vice versa. So if you expect that your co-signer is going to help you pay this mortgage, you better make sure it's someone that you trust, most likely a family member or a partner for life, right? Your wife, your husband, or something of that nature, right? So you really want to make sure if you're going the co-signer route, it's somebody that you know is responsible and somebody that knows what they're getting themselves into, all right? So those are 4 quick things you can do to increase your purchasing power and allow you to get approved for more so you can ultimately buy your dream home. All right, so quick recap. What's the first one? We're going to pay down our debts. This is something you can work over time that's going to have a very, very significant effect on your purchasing power. The next one, which is important for all aspects of life, especially if we're talking finances, is increase your credit. A lot more opportunities when you increase your credit, whether you're looking to buy or if you're looking to rent. Landlords and property managers look at your credit significantly and they put a lot of weight on it. All right. Third is to move to an area that has lower taxes. That's going to lower your monthly payment because remember, it's part of that 4 PITI, principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. And when you bring the taxes way down, your monthly payment comes down. And last, but I guess not least, is getting a co-signer, right? If it comes down to it and you really want to get into a house and you're able to work out a situation where you have somebody who's financially responsible and you trust and they're invested into the real estate like you are, it could work to get a co-signer and allow you to increase your purchasing power and also allow you to take on other investments. All right. So I hope you found this video valuable. If you did, please give me a like and subscribe and give me your thoughts. I always appreciate some feedback. And yeah, guys, until the next video.